So, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I stand to participate in this deliberation, sir, on the Governor address. Sir, I am more encouraged when we are reminded about the highest parliamentary decorum, debate and discussion in this August House and how we should carry forward this tradition. So, I would like to appreciate the government for highlighting its various programs and policies through the address made by the Governor, which is the basic tenet of parliamentary democracy in our state, and also the opportunity given to all the members to debate on those policies. Sir, I am sure that if one would read this address without knowing and seeing the ground reality, one would definitely tend to believe and agree that whatever stated in this address, however, sir, as responsible members of this August House, I feel that we must be able to discern true from false, right from wrong, facts from something which is not factual. Therefore, sir, a debate on every policy is necessary. So I strongly believe that we are not here to outsmart one another, but rather to delve on issues more deeper so that we can friendly adopt a policy that is best suited for the people and the state. So I don't expect that we will be given only 8 to 10 minutes time to debate. So sometimes it's very difficult for us to address many issues which we want to address in this August House. So due to the constraint of time, I know that I will not be able to touch on all the issues. So I would like to choose few issues only. So firstly, sir, I would like to talk about the Home Department. I fully agree with the government that we need to secure peace for ensuring prosperity of the citizens. However, sir, we need to understand that peace cannot be measured and derived from the ability of the government to celebrate state festivals successfully without any untoward incidents, or the commitment of the government to engage in dialogue with the HNLC or any other militant outfit. When we talk about peace, we cannot confine to the kind of peace that is derived from the absence of militancy or the maintenance of law and order situation. However, sir, we need to connect peace with safety and security and happiness of the citizens. Sir, I find that militancy is being replaced by the menace of drugs, a feeling of deep sense of insecurity due to lack of economic opportunities, and sir, the increase in the number of suicide cases in our state is indicative of the fact that people are increasingly caught with severe depression, which ultimately drove them to suicide. The problem faced by the people due to the increase of drugs-related incidents, lack of economic opportunities, I feel is more serious than the problem of militancy. You will find that in areas where drugs are prevalent, people are filled with full of trauma and gripped with fear psychosis. So theft cases are also increasing rapidly in those areas. So I feel that if the people are still subjected to insecurity and fear, we cannot claim that the state is completely peaceful. Therefore, sir, the government needs to strive harder towards ensuring complete peace and tranquility in the state. So as far as the Memorandum of Understanding signed between the two states. I don't want to say much, sir. The statement made by one of the deputy chief ministers in this government is sufficient enough and stands testimony of the fact that not everyone in this government was satisfied with the decision of the government. So, secondly, I would like to talk about the animal husbandry department. So, I am very happy to see that the government is investing heavily in animal husbandry and veterinary department to create rural livelihoods, which I feel is a move in the right direction. However, my concern is about the manner in which the scheme will be implemented. I hope that it will not face the same fate when the government distributed piglets to the farmers, which was a total failure. I also hope that it will reach to the right and deserving beneficiaries. So I would also like to know in what way the government conditioned the criteria in order to avail the scheme. I would also like to mention here that the launching of the scheme should not in any way turn into a political platform where parties in power misuse its democratic power to allow its partymen to organize and dominate the event. We should keep in mind that we are duly elected by the people. Therefore, it would be unbecoming on the part of the government to prevent the local representative to be part in the implementation of the scheme. So, I would also like to bring to the notice of the government that farmers are facing an extreme difficulty due to exorbitant rate of feed. The government will have to intervene into this matter immediately and seriously. Otherwise, it might have a huge impact on the effectiveness of the scheme. So, coming to the Fisheries Department, the governor mentioned that the fish production increased by 1,139 metric tons. However, sir, the question that arises is that how the department arrived at this figure, how the government arrived at this figure, and this comes from the fish farmers of the state, when more than 90% of the fresh fishes are still coming from Assam. And even the so-called fresh fishes that are being supplied by the main fresh fishes suppliers in the state are coming from Assam. They are being stocked in some location in Ribhoi district and are commonly known as Kadok Khabhoi, just to delude the consumers. So a lot of pertinent questions arises from the farming community about the fishery department and their doubt on the claim of the government on as far as the fish production is concerned. So these fish farmers, they raise many pertinent issues, as I've said. For example, they want to know what is the current fish production per 1,000 square meter. What is the average growth rate of fishes in Meghalaya? Why is the farmer in Meghalaya never get an average sizes of fishes? Is there any model pond where fish farming is practiced intensively? So they also told that the Meghalaya Fisheries Training and Research Institute, Maupon, trained the beneficiaries about scientific farming of fishes, both composite fish farming and integrated farming. But why was not the department not distribute the fish seeds to be stocked scientifically? How can we expect good production and total utilization of the pond. So I was also told that there is one particular fish, namely Cyprinus carpio, commonly known as common carp, which is the easiest carp to breed, and it is the most suitable species to breed in Meghalaya. I was told that even this kind of breed, the department cannot supply and provide to the fish farmers. So these are the questions which I feel that the government needs to dwell in order to ensure that the fish production in the state is not only sufficient for the consumption within the state, but we must be able also to export outside the state. So another issue that I would like to raise here is about the Food and Civil Supply Department. I want to raise a very specific issue in this department, and that is about the quality of rice, whether the rice in the FCI is fortified or not, whether the rice is fit for human consumption. So, not long ago, it was reported that urea was found in the rice supplied by the Fair Price shop. On my personal investigation, sir, it has come to light that rice which come from the place of origin are subjected to undergo for sampling en route more than once. Another serious concern is that there are hand-stitched bags of rice which are filled by rice collected from a spillover, and these bags are forced upon the wholesaler to lift from the FCI and distribute to the people. As a result of a complaint by the wholesaler, the authority was forced to conduct a test for this type of rice, and the result of the report was negative and found to be not fit for human consumption, as it contains pesticides. Therefore, sir, in this connection, I would strongly urge upon the government to seriously look into the matter and ensure that the rice that is lifted from FCI should be fit for human consumption at any given time. So, I would also like to speak about the failure of the government to reflect in this address the issue of price rise, as had been mentioned by the leader of the opposition, good and clean governance. Nothing is found in this address about the desire of the government to ensure for a good and clean governance. So when we talk about price rise, in the last session, I had questioned the government whether extortion is one of the factors or not that lead to price rise. So I don't know why the government is fighting shy as far as the good and clean governance is concerned. So just yesterday I saw a news report that according to the NHAI authority, they found that most of the toll gates along the national highway are being run by the police. So if the police department, which is supposed to deal with extortion seriously, is the reason for extortion in the state, then where are we heading as the state? So I feel that we should accept the fact that it is a universal fact that good and clean governance is the driving force for any government if we are to achieve the goals and the targets as the government. So I would also like to mention about cleanliness, which I don't find a mention here in this August House. So it is very
I would like to
sad.
request the honourable member to kindly shorten up the speech as we've already crossed 14 minutes.
Can I continue another 2-3 minutes?
Please shorten the speech.
Okay. So this is going to be the last point. So it is very sad to look at our state as far as the cleanliness is concerned. I would like to remind what Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said when he visited Shillong in 1948. He was conquered by the natural scenery of Shillong. And on the 2nd of January 1948, in the course of his speech, he said at a public meeting that, I quote, "Yours is a land for gods to live in. Its air, its natural scenery, its pure atmosphere, its sweet waters would attract even gods," unquote. But when we look at the present condition of the state as far as cleanliness is concerned, we have seen that everywhere there is a dumping of waste. People are littering on the street, on both sides of the street. So I feel that the government should seriously look into this matter and restore the pride and glory of Meghalaya by ensuring that cleanliness should be imparted in the mind of each and every citizen, so that the people of the state will work together, will cooperate with the government in order to restore back the glory of Meghalaya. So since I don't have much time to say, I just want to thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on these issues. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Member from Nongkrem. Now I would like to request the Honourable Member from Mauplang, Sri Mathew B. Kurbah, to initiate discussion.
Thank you, sir, for allowing me to take part in the address by the Honourable Governor of Meghalaya. Sir, I would like to thank the government for taking initiative to bring development to the state through the various departments. However, there are some points I would like to mention here, sir, with regard to education. In last year's budget speech by the Honourable Governor, there was a mention about Science and Commerce College in Mauplang. However, it is sad to say that in my last visit to Mauplang, the site of the college, on the 10th, to be precise, of this month, there is no sign of life or activities taking place in that college campus. I would urge the government to kindly take the initiative of completing this work so that there is less dropout for those students who aspire to carry on with the studies, to continue with studies, to become graduates. So, this college was sanctioned sometime back in 30th June 2017. It's almost 7 years now. I would not like to see this college as another Kurbah hotel in the making. So, I would like to thank the government for initiating higher education institute like the Shillong Government College and Architectural College in Pura, as well as Captain William Sangma University. Further, sir, the next department is Public Health Engineering. Many households has been constructed through PMAY scheme, and the government, through Public Health Department, is trying through the SBM to make the state free, ODF free. However, these households may not be able to construct toilet by their own. That's why I would urge the government to initiate and help these poor households to get funding to contract construct toilet for themselves. The next point, sir, is power. With power, sir, I come again with the PMAY scheme beneficiaries. This household also will require power supply for their house. I would urge the government to again initiate steps to give free connection to those new households and the other households as well who are living under poverty. Through various schemes that the Power Department is implementing, through funding from ADB, through RDSS scheme, with this scheme, the government can save a lot of money in extending lines to various households or the various hamlets that has come up in the state in the last many years. So, the expenditure for giving connection, if it has to take place, you have to spare only the PVC wires because the meters will be provided to different schemes as well. With regard to adequate availability of power in the state, I would like to know from the government whether there is any adequate ability of power or not for the coming months. As we had suffered last year, there was a lot of load shedding and the people have suffered a lot. So, I would request the Power Department to initiate constructing more micro and mini projects so that this scheme will not take a lot of time to implement unless environmental clearance from different agencies and will help us a lot in generating power for the state and to reduce the cost of procurement power from various agencies in the country. With these few submentions, sir, I thank again the government for taking the initiative to bring development to the state. With this, I resume my seat. Thank you, sir.